Today, we uncover the dark secrets behind the Assad family's new life in Russia, diving into the mysteries and scandals surrounding Bashar al-Assad and his controversial wife, Asma al-Assad. How does she, once a glamorous public figure, navigate the realities of exile? What secrets still surround this family and their polarizing choices? Get ready for a fascinating journey that exposes the stark contrast between the luxury they now enjoy and the devastation they left behind. Let's uncover the hidden truths and controversies that continue to haunt the Assad dynasty. Have you ever wondered what life is like for a former First Lady in exile, far from the power and luxury that once surrounded her? Today, we uncover the secrets of the new routine of Asma al-Assad, the controversial former First Lady of Syria. How does she live now? What happened to the glamour that once enveloped her? And what tensions still surround her as she tries to rebuild her life far from the stage she dominated for years? Get ready to discover exclusive and surprising details that reveal the other side of a figure who was once synonymous with power. For nearly half a century, the Assad dynasty ruled Syria through fear, repression, and brutal acts. But it all came to an end on December 8, 2024, when opposition forces finally overthrew Bashar al-Assad. The family's escape was fraught with tension, involving underground tunnels and the help of international allies. Amid this chaos, Asma stood by Bashar, not only as a wife and mother of their 3 children, but also as a key figure in managing the regime's economic interests. For a time, the media portrayed her as an admirable figure, dubbing her the Lady Diana of the Middle East and the Desert Rose. But as the regime's crimes came to light, these titles were replaced with others: Lady Macbeth and First Lady of Hell. How did a woman born and raised in the United Kingdom become the wife of one of the world's most controversial leaders? To understand her story, we need to go back to her roots. Asma al-Assad, born Asma Fawaz, entered the world on August 11, 1975, and spent her early years far from the turmoil of the Middle East. Raised in the bustling Acton neighborhood of West London, she was the daughter of Dr. Fawaz Okraz, a renowned cardiologist, and Sahar Okraz, who worked at the Syrian embassy. Despite their Syrian heritage, the Okraz family lived fully integrated into British society. Asma's education reflected her parents' high aspirations. She began her studies at Twyford Church of England High School, a diverse institution, and later attended the prestigious Queen's College in Marylebone, where she excelled academically. In 1996, she graduated with honors in computer science and French literature from King's College London. After university, Asma embarked on a promising career in finance. She started at Deutsche Bank and quickly advanced to JP Morgan, where she earned recognition for her determination and skill. During this period, she was known as Emma among friends and colleagues, reflecting her seamless integration into British culture. Ambitious and driven, Asma seemed destined for a bright future in the corporate world, far removed from the complexities of her Syrian origins. However, her life took an unexpected turn in the late 1990s when her mother encouraged her to reconnect with Bashar al-Assad, a young ophthalmology student living in London. The two had met during childhood through mutual friends in Syria. At the time, Bashar led a quiet life focused on his medical career, but a chance meeting reignited a bond that would change their lives forever. While Asma thrived in finance, Bashar faced a personal tragedy. In 1994, his older brother, Basil al-Assad, the apparent heir to Syria's presidency, died in a car accident. Suddenly, Bashar was thrust into the center of power. His peaceful life as a doctor in London was left behind as he returned to Syria to undergo intensive military training, quickly climbing the ranks. When al-Assad passed away in 2000, Bashar assumed the presidency after a highly contested election. At this crossroads, Asma was faced with an unexpected choice. With a flourishing career at J.P. Morgan and plans to pursue an MBA at Harvard, her growing connection with Bashar led her down a different path. In 2000, she left her position at the bank, shocking her colleagues, especially after closing a major deal and being on the verge of receiving a significant bonus. When asked about her decision, Asma simply said, "Who would choose Harvard over love?" Their wedding, held in December 2000, marked the beginning of a new chapter in Asma's life. A journey that placed her at the center of one of history's most controversial regimes. Despite the political chaos, Asma and Bashar presented themselves as a united family. Their 3 children, HZ, born in 2001 and named after the patriarch Hafez al-Assad, Zain, born in 2003, and Kareem in 2004, frequently appeared in carefully orchestrated photos to reinforce the image of an ideal family. In January 2013, during one of the most turbulent periods of the war, Bashar mentioned that Asma was pregnant, sparking speculation about a 4th child. However, no announcement was made, and there was no confirmation of another child. The collapse of this idealized image began in 2011, when protests turned into a devastating war. As the regime intensified its repression, public perception of Asma shifted dramatically. Once seen as a symbol of empowerment, she earned the nickname First Lady of Hell for her complicity in the regime's crimes. In 2012, the wives of the British and German ambassadors to the UN published an open plea to Asma, urging her to speak out against the violence. "Stop the bloodshed now," they implored. Yet, Asma remained silent. This silence was interpreted as tacit support for the regime's actions. Leaked emails in 2012 reinforced this perception. While Syrians endured bombings, hunger, and displacement, private messages revealed that Asma was spending exorbitant amounts on luxury items, including expensive furniture and designer shoes, at a time when the Syrian people were struggling to survive. As Syria faced one of its darkest periods, these leaked emails highlighted a controversial side of Asma al-Assad's life. They showed that while the country was drowning in violence and misery, Asma spent vast sums on jewelry, designer clothes, and luxurious home decor. These revelations starkly contrasted with the suffering endured by the Syrian population. Among the emails were personal messages emphasizing the close bond between Asma and Bashar. In one, Asma wrote, "If we stay strong together, we'll overcome this together. I love you." These words circulated widely, fueling public outrage. Meanwhile, images on social media depicted members of Syria's elite, close to the Assads, enjoying lavish parties even as the war devastated lives. This opulent lifestyle turned Asma from a symbol of hope into an emblem of betrayal. Once admired as a modern and progressive First Lady, she became widely regarded as complicit in one of the most devastating conflicts of the 21st century. Her silence and apparent indifference to the suffering cemented her reputation as someone who embraced the Assad regime's dark legacy. As the war intensified, international scrutiny of Asma grew. Once welcomed at prestigious events and even meeting Queen Elizabeth II, she now became persona non grata in much of the world. The European Union and the United States imposed sanctions on her, accusing her of playing a significant role in the regime-controlled economy, with ties to banking, telecommunications, and real estate sectors. Amid these accusations, Asma publicly revealed in 2018 that she was battling breast cancer. Images of her during treatment projected an image of strength and resilience. However, in 2024, she was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, forcing her to step back from public functions. Critics questioned the timing of these announcements, suggesting they might have been used as a distraction from the regime's brutal actions or as an attempt to garner international sympathy. Despite these developments, Bashar al-Assad's regime finally fell in December 2024. 4 years, the government managed to survive thanks to military support from Russia and Iran. However, when these allies faced their own crises and reduced their involvement, the Syrian opposition gained strength. Unable to resist, Bashar and his family were forced to flee on a private jet with the help of a Russian airbase, evading international detection. Now, the Assad family resides in Moscow under political asylum. Longtime ally Russia rejected calls to hand them over to the International Criminal Court, shielding them from facing justice. Despite the fall of their regime, the Assad family's luxurious lifestyle remains intact. It is estimated that the Assad family's fortune reaches $2 billion, much of it hidden in offshore accounts, shell companies, and real estate holdings. This vast wealth ensures that, even in exile, they live in comfort and privilege. In Moscow, Bashar and Asma are joined by their 3 children: HZ, now 24 years old, Zain, their only daughter, 21, and Karim, the youngest of the family. As Syria struggles to rebuild after decades of tyranny, the future of the Assad family remains a mystery. Will they ever face justice for their actions? Or will their powerful allies continue to shield them? Bashar and Asma's daughter, Zain, now 22 years old, resides with the family in Moscow, where the Assad's vast resources and connections guarantee a smooth transition. With extensive financial assets and support from Russian allies, they are likely to continue living in luxury. Reports suggest that Asma's parents have also left the United Kingdom to join their daughter in Russia, reinforcing the close-knit ties that have long defined the Okras family. The Assad family's new life in exile seems to unfold in one of Moscow's most exclusive locations, the luxurious City of Capitals complex. This gleaming skyscraper, located in the city's prestigious commercial district, is home to some of Russia's wealthiest residents. Reports indicate that the Assad clan has acquired at least 18 high-end apartments in the building, valued at over £30 million. This not only demonstrates their immense purchasing power, but also underscores their long-standing ties with Russia. Whether in one of their private apartments or a government-provided residence, one thing is clear: the Assads will not face the typical hardships of exile. The apartments in this complex offer panoramic views of Moscow, opulent interiors furnished with designer pieces, and exclusive amenities like private concierge services, advanced security, and wellness facilities. Should they choose to reside here, they will maintain the grandeur that has always defined them. There are also rumors that Bashar may have secured a mansion in or near St. Petersburg prior to his escape. According to reports, the family plans to move into this villa, which was purchased in advance and comes with special protection. Allegedly, Asma has already spent time in St. Petersburg, where she has been receiving cancer treatment. The Assad family's ties to Russia extend beyond luxurious real estate. Bashar's eldest son, HZ, has maintained close connections with the country for years. He is currently pursuing a PhD in physical and mathematical sciences at the prestigious Moscow State University. Having successfully defended his dissertation, HZ has gained recognition as a promising young academic. For now, the family remains under the protection of Vladimir Putin, who has been in power since 2000, the same year Bashar assumed Syria's presidency. As long as Putin remains in control, the Assads can enjoy their exile with relative safety. However, if Putin's regime weakens or collapses, the family's fate could change drastically. In such a scenario, they would face 2 grim options: fleeing again or confronting the International Criminal Court for their actions during the Syrian conflict. Asma's situation is even more complicated. Despite being a British citizen, her role in the Syrian regime has made her persona non grata in the United Kingdom. Speculation is growing that she may lose her British passport, severing one of the last ties to her previous life. Her health adds another layer of complexity. Battling leukemia, Asma requires advanced medical care but is barred from seeking treatment in Western countries due to sanctions. She now relies on the Russian healthcare system, which is far from world-class. Asma al-Assad's trajectory is marked by a cruel contrast. Once a promising, well-educated young woman celebrated on the global stage, she now lives in exile with her reputation tarnished, her movements restricted, and her health uncertain. It is a tragic conclusion to a life that began with so much potential, but became closely aligned with one of the most controversial and brutal regimes in recent history. What do you think the future holds for Asma al-Assad and her family? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more stories like this one. Thank you for watching.